Antonio Corazzi was an Italian architect working in Poland from 1819 to 1847, mainly in neoclassical style. Biography. Antonio Corazzi was the son of a theatre impresario of Vallarati in Livorno. In 1811, after graduating from a Piarist high school, he joined the Reggio Accademia delle Belle Arti del Disegno in Florence, where he probably studied until 1816. In 1818, the Stasic government of the Kingdom of Poland asked the government to Tuscany for a referral of an architect, so in 1819 he came to Warsaw. After 27 years in Poland, he returned to Florence. In 1847 he was appointed a member of the Academy of Fine Arts in Florence, where he designed, among other projects, the Parliament, the Pantheon di Dante, and theatres in Alexandria and Copenhagen. Architecture. His work very quickly adapted to the architectural climate of the Kingdom of Poland, especially in Warsaw, which, in the first decades of the 19th century, was still alive with the traditions of Stanisław's neoclassical era. Corazzi's architectural creativity from 1819 to 1847 in Poland coincides with two major periods of architectural thought in the Warsaw School. 1815 to 1830 cover the period of the final formation of the neoclassical form, and from 1831 to 1850 the interpretations of these forms in the increasingly burgeoning Romanticism era. The most characteristic of Corazzi's work during the first period were undertaken by him as part of the policy agenda of Minister Lubecki. Corazzi had 50 projects in Poland, of which 45 were in Warsaw, among them several projects of urban planning work including Theatre Square and Bank Square in Warsaw. Almost all objects of a monumental design were made before 1831, mostly at the request of the government in Radom. Corazzi understood the need to establish an architectural tradition for Warsaw. Its buildings, particularly those that are on the tightly built-up streets, merge into a unified whole. They are distinguished by only the elegance of line and decorative moderation, proper architecture of the 19th century, and the scale and proportion of the architecture of the Stanislaus period. The pinnacle of his creativity in neoclassical architecture in Poland is the Grand Theatre. In 1829 he became a Knight of the Order of St. Stanislaus. Major projects: the Holochika Palace in Warsaw, the Palace of the Society of Friends of Science, the Stasic Palace, the Palace of the Government Commission of Internal Affairs and Police, the Water Board's offices in Warsaw, the Palace of the Ministry of Revenues and Treasury in Warsaw, Palace of Sandomier's Commission in Radom, the Post Office in Siedlce, Polish Bank Building and the Warsaw Stock Exchange, Tenement John Kulikowicza in Warsaw, the Grand Theatre in Warsaw with Salami Redutowymi, the Miria Konopnicka Museum in Suwałki, Leszczyński Palace in Warsaw, Rastrowiecki Palace in Dolobigzo, Real Gymnasium, monument to the officers and loyalists killed in the November Uprising in Warsaw, CK Norwood High School in Radzymin, Palace of the Artichoke in Warsaw, the former theatre building in Siedlce,